Well, good morning. Hey, everybody. We're running a little late this morning, but we're here. We're here. Yes, live we are. Here to see what the market has to offer us today. I'm running behind, so still putting together my pieces. I had to take my husband to work this morning, so I had to get there and get back. You know, you can't drive it so fast in the morning because the police will be out there because they want to catch the people who speed into work. They want to catch the people who speeding, and I didn't want that to be me. So even though I speed, I do drive a little fast. I say, drive a little fast. Good morning, all. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so our VIX this morning, let me get us a bigger screen. No, you can go away. Thank you. You can go away too. Thank you. The VIX this morning is at 2336. Yesterday we were in the 30s, right? So the VIX is coming down just a little bit. I will look at today to see where we are, what the market did yesterday, so we can see how it played itself out on it yesterday. Yep. Good morning, folks. Good morning, Instagram. Yep. Good morning, IG. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Twitter. Good morning to all the people in all the places. Good morning. All right. So our VIX is at 2337 this morning. The Yahoo Finance page. Here we go. Disney streaming units turns first profit while Parks business lags. Stock market news today. U.S. stock futures up. Rebound continues. While the yen is shaking up the U.S. stock market, Wall Street economists push back on recession fears. So what's going on over here in Yahoo Finance? Not every dip is a buying opportunity. I sure hope people knew that before now. How to avoid emotional investing in market downturns. Sometimes people decide they're going, I'm buying the dip. If you're going to buy, this is my general opinion. If you're going to buy the dip, it needs to be of companies that you have strong conviction and feelings about, or that you know are strong companies. Not investment advice, but think about the Microsofts, the Apples. I mean, companies that are big, strong companies that have been around a while. Coca-Cola, the ones that are, here for recession-proof companies. I think you go with kind of those boring investments, if you want to call them that, as they grow, right? Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Ward. And good morning, Miss Barbara. How y'all doing today? Those are my thoughts. Buy a robust company, even when it's down, it's gonna come back. The Googles of the world, right? Stocks making the biggest moves pre-market. Disney, Airbnb, Rivian, Amgen, and more. They had earnings. Rivian had earnings, I believe, this morning. Disney sounds like they had earnings. Our pre-market at this point, the Dow is up 0.77%. The S&P futures up 1.08%. NASDAQ futures 1.30%. Oil and U.S. 10-year bonds, right? Dow futures jumped for a second day. We're up 200 points as Wall Street tries to recoup the sell-off. Markets are counting on the Fed to head off recession with a sizable interest rate cut. I don't know if that's happening. Google's antitrust ruling has experts looking to the 25-year-old Microsoft case for answers. I think that whole thing with Google is something that, may possibly is already priced in, so you may not even feel it, but know that they got something going. We'll look at Disney, Airbnb. Where's my little paper? Disney, Airbnb, and Rivian. Disney, Airbnb, Rivian, and the other one was Amgen. Amgen, I think, is in the pharmaceutical space. Those are the biggest moves this morning. Yep. Hello to all who are joining us. This morning, as far as the calendar goes, it's Wednesday. Crude oil inventories this morning, 10-year bond auction, which usually does have a little bit of a movement that happens at 1 o'clock. 10-year bond auction. And then at 3 o'clock, we have consumer credit month over month. The one that is, even though crude oil inventories really is orangish too, but 10:30 and 1 o'clock is going to be your two places that you have outside data coming in. Good morning, Karen. How you doing? Let me see if anything else is on investing.com. 10:30 crude oil inventories. We got that. See, it shows up here. It's 3 stars on crude oil inventory over here on investing.com, which is why I say it's more than a yellow folder, because it's got a little more impact than that. 10-year no auction is 3 stars over here too, which would be, high volatility. And then consumer credit is 2 stars. That's at 3 o'clock. Also 1 o'clock 10-year bond auction, 3 o'clock for the consumer credit. All right. Well, I didn't want to go there yet. Let me go on over to the earnings page. If you put you some trades on the last couple days, put them in the comments for me. If you put some trades on yesterday, I told you all people in my community, I did a Palantir, and what's the other one I did? I think I did a Palantir and NVIDIA. Didn't mean to turn that off a thingy. Come on. Okay, NVIDIA. Okay, I'm going on. Iron condors. That's what I did yesterday. I did NVIDIA and Palantir iron condors. If you did something else, I saw Enphase showed up in the trend spread from the alerts. It showed up over there. So I thought that was interesting. I looked at it, but the bid ask spread was bananas. So I was like, yeah, I'm good. The bid ask spread was dumb. So I was like, it wouldn't even really, I put the order in, but the spread was so wide, it didn't even want to pick up. Good morning, YouTube, acting with you again. Your disappearing comments. SPX for the past 2 days. It's been working out for you? SPX is working out for you. I think I saw you had put a comment in our chat about that. Our earnings for today, this morning is Wednesday. We got Shopify this morning, Disney, Novo Nordisk, CVS, Global Payments, Emerson, Aurora, and Lyft was this morning. Sony and Dynatrace. After market today, we're going to have Robinhood, Magnite, AppLovin, Digital Turbine, Sarepta, HubSpot, Oxy is this afternoon after market closes. Energy Transfer. Somebody mining, Coeur Mining, and Dutch Bros. That's all this afternoon. And then tomorrow morning we got Eli Lilly, Vistra. Plug is tomorrow morning. I don't know, what is Plug's even, what is their price? We used to be big on Plug, and then next thing we know, they were like, once Tesla stepped back into they're $2. When Tesla stepped back into the charging stations, then it really kind of put a hard nail in the coffin for some of those little boys. Datadog is having earnings today. Datadog actually showed up on the trend spread list yesterday too. Cheniere, Novavax, Kronos, CyberArk, Hymax, and MPW. I'm not sure who they are. That's what's happening tomorrow morning before the market opens. Jamie said this month he's doing RUT PDT hex. He's asking Jamie's asking you a question about whether you're doing 0 DTE on SPX. Okay. Adams numbers. Yesterday, my target in SPX was 5303 to 07. We hit it to the tick and then flushed 100 points. Overnight, we retested 5303 to 5307, back tested. Sunday's sale and the reclaim is very bullish. The plan today, base building 5278, 5263 are supports. Keeps 5307, 5330 plus alive. If 5263 fails, then we dip to 5239 once more. So here, XSP, if you're looking at XSP, you got call credit spreads at 533, 533, 534, and you got put credit spread at 523. Okay. The gap between ES and SPX is currently about 35 points. It could be 32, it could be 37. I mean, somewhere in between there. So it's somewhere around there. Morning, Stacy. That's what we got for Adam's numbers, and they've been put in the Telegram groups if you are there. Okay. Credit spreads off our list. I see Oxy's on this list, even though Oxy, I just mentioned, is on the earnings list. So maybe not Oxy this list. Anybody else got something off the list for this week? I see we've got some that we're leaning in on, some things that we really like and really making those keep working for us. Making those keep working for us, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. Adding to the stage, those who are doing Peakbot alerts, hopefully you're still using your Peakbot alerts. Yesterday, I noticed that there was several of these that have that had both things uncovered. Giving you iron condor moves, right? The transfer, when both of these are uncovered, let you know that the trend is more neutral. It's not one way or the other. Of course, AVGO has just the call side uncovered, but you got Meta, EMPH. That's what I was talking about yesterday. Upstart. I think feels like Upstart has earnings this week. Or did it just have earnings? Oh, 8-6. So it had earnings yesterday. Upstart had earnings yesterday. BA, or this is Boeing, right? Texan or TXN. That's not Tyson. What is TXN? What is TXN? Curious. I'm curious. Oh, Texas Instruments. Texas Instruments is TXN. It's here, Texas Instruments, and Meta has it both sides open. So it's EMPH, Tesla on both sides. Coin. Rivian had earnings yesterday. It's got last night, I believe it's got just a put credit spread. The anticipation, I guess, is that it would go on up, moving on up. So this is our trend spread. This we look at every day. Hopefully those of you who are still getting alerts are using this. This is where I found that NVIDIA and Palantir yesterday, I got it off of the trend spread list. And if you want to see the whole watch list, you don't have to go with just the top 10. You can pick the full watch list, and the full watch list will even share with you what there may be a stock you're looking at, but you want to know what are some numbers. Maybe you looked at your own numbers and you want to confirm the numbers with the trend spread. You can look here at this. At the full, you can look here at the full watch list and see all the stuff you're looking at. And it's got it based on expected not volatile, expected value. Yeah, EV is expected value. And they've got here, you got the trend is neutral, bearish, which is why I was saying some of them are uncovered. You got bearish, bullish. It's got the trend for you, got the stock you're looking at, and it gives you strikes. If you scroll over here, you can also see the strikes for your trade. And not just that top 10, but you can look here like Taiwan Semiconductors is showing bearish. So it gives you some strikes. All of these are here, right? So if you got something you're looking for, I think you can control this you can use the up and down arrows. It'll put it in order for you alphabetically, or you can, oh, come on, not so far. Or you can pick the trend, you can go with trend, you can go with budget, you can pick premiums, whatever it is you're looking for here. And use the trend spread bot to use the alerts to help you to determine what will be good strikes as well. These alerts are $5 a day. These alerts are $5 a day through Peakbot. Alerts.usepeakbot.com. There's other people who are using the alerts, are using the iron condors piece of it. I'm not sure what the red and the white means, but you have the stocks and you have the iron condor strikes that you can use for the 1 DTE, which means you're entering. Oh, that they're showing these because this is not open right now. The market's closed, so only you're going to see these things. But you can have the iron condor strikes. You enter today and exit tomorrow. You enter one day with the next day expiration. There we go. Enter one day with the next day expiration. That's also at the alert. The people who are using it for SPX, XSP. This one needs to, when the market opens, it'll update. And then you got IWM, SPY, Triple Q, and NDX. All of those are here. You got strikes as to what you would do for your iron condors. All right. That's good stuff. Let's go look at some. Before I go there, I'm going to go ahead and hit this, and then I'll put us on the chart. The options 411 for newbies is coming up August 20th through the 22nd. It's a 3-day challenge. The 3-day challenge is August 20th through the 22nd. If you want to join us for those 3 evenings, definitely go ahead to Educator to Trader and get signed up for that. Let me put this comment over into educatortotrader.com for the options 411 3-day challenge. Okay. Got you a link there. Good morning, Instagram people. Alrighty. That's coming up soon. A couple weeks from now. Hey, Zabak the midget. That'll be coming up real soon. Okay. Let's go to some charts. I saw that Cortez said he did Kroger and Comcast. I think we may do Thursday, may do some more question and answer as it pertains to credit spreads and other seller things. We need to maybe spend some more time there. Making sure we get all the questions answered. Okay, let's go look at what the market did yesterday. This is SPX. Oh my goodness, so many lines. It's not going to work for me. I can't do it. Okay, there we go. SPX. Definitely got some gaps that are looking to be filled. That's how we do it. Put a star next to the things that you want. Did y'all know about that? Putting a star next to it, and it lets you, it keeps it up there for you. That's what I need is the star. All right, so we've got some gaps. Come on. There we go. Now I don't know how to keep it up here, though. Oh, there it is. Hey, look at there. Fancy dancy now. I was wondering how people kept the tools at the top, and now I know. Most of this gap has been filled, but it's not all the way done. Current price, though, if we looked at SPX 500, we'll probably see that current price has us a little bit higher than this if we looked at SPX 500. Yesterday was a green day. Close, open. There's another. I keep looking over there now. Got to get used to having my tools up close. There's a chinchy bit of this gap that's not filled in yet. It's very little, but it is there. Nonetheless, it's a little bit of this gap from yesterday that still has yet to be filled. I'll put us a little bit of we'll double up the gray. That way we'll know. The darker gray is the part that's not filled yet. Lot of high. Y'all see how it did went on up as high as 53.12 yesterday and then pulled back and closed at 52.40. It's that 70 points. Dropped back down 70 points, but it went on up to 53.12 and then pulled back. This might be called, would this be called a upside down pin bar? A potential shooter. Good morning, Nori. Hello, Black Beauty Machine. How we doing? I don't know if this is a full shooter. There's a lot of body right here. A lot of bodies right there. Let's go to SPX 500 and see what it's looking like in the pre-market. Current price is $52.95 in the pre-market. And we closed at 52.40, I think I just said yesterday, 52.40. So that may mean there's a bit of a gap up underway. 52.95, but we closed at Yep, 52.40. So it's about a 55-point jump so far as it pertains to SPX. Okay. SPY is going to look very similar, but at least we'll get a little bit of pre-market look for SPY. It also had a little bit of a move through the night. We closed over here. We closed at 520 and some change, and we're currently at 528. At an 8-point jump in the pre-market. Maybe that has to do with some earnings. We are coming into some resistance, though. I'm putting that trend line. I need a horizontal line, and I want a vertical ray. Yeah, those are the ones I want. Okay. What was I going to put here? A line. 529.46 shows some good resistance from yesterday. Y'all see how it hit this 529 yesterday and fell off the cliff? I believe this was a gap. Let me go back to the daily so I can see. Price action went through the majority of it, but not all of it. Right to that hard line at 529. Most of the gap is filled, but there's still some that remains. Okay, but we're currently at 528.20 in SPX. So we're going to gap at this point. We're 30 minutes from opening. We're going to gap up over there. Triple Q. Got some support down here. Don't know if this is my line. Yeah, it is. Support down at 424. Gapped up yesterday, filled that gap. There's a little bit of this gap left. Only a little bit, just a little bit. And actually, the price action from this morning may have filled it in the pre-market. We're currently at 445 in the pre-market. Let's take us to a smaller time frame and see if we've gone through that part of the gap in the pre-market. That little darker part. And it has not. It has not gone into there yet. Okay. Another strong resistance. This chart look almost like the SPY chart, don't it? 250. I'm on a 65-minute chart. So right here at this 446 price, it just hit hard. Boom, and drop. Drop it like it's hot. And now we're right back at that area again. Current price is, where is the current price? Is that it there? 446.03. When it's on the other thing, it's yellow. Now it's over here, it's green. 443. Let's go look at some of these earnings, people. Let's go look at some earnings. Here we go. I said I was going to look at Disney. Okay, come on. Well, Disney had a real look at this the big old wicks for their earnings, but they at this point still kind of falling off a taste. Maybe they'll hit some support. Let's see where there's some the pivot. They keep coming around this pivot here at 87.43 is where that pivot is. Let's go to the daily chart and see what we see. As far this chart looks almost like the other. Everybody just dipped down and went and ran back up. Dipped down and ran back up. Okay, there's a gap here. No, we don't want to hide anything. We want all of our stuff to be right here. It's a little bitty gap down here that Disney hasn't filled. This is Disney, right? Yeah, it is. It's got another gap up here. Oh, I'm going to have to remember where my little tools are now. This gap here hasn't been filled just yet. Current price is at 88.20 right now. So just down here with this little gap, perhaps it'll go and fill that gap and then go on back up. I need to turn on my little magnet. I need it to be weak though. Yes, there we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right, there's also resistance up here. Resistance at 93.79. And support is at 86.89. I think because we've got a little bit of upwards movement, I probably would still go with the put credit spread if I was looking at Disney. If I was looking at Disney, I'd still go with put credit spread. Let's see if we looked at this overall watch list. Is Disney on here? Let's see what the trend is on Disney. Come on, drop down. Show me what I need to see. We'll put it by the ticker. Disney is showing bearish, but of course it just had earnings this morning. It's showing bearish. So it might be more sense, might be better for us to go with the overall trend of the downwards movement, even though it is coming back on up. Go outside of this gap. Outside of this gap, and you may even be able to get to the bottom of that gap if you wanted, and use that 92 as your resistance, and have that as your call credit spread strike. Let's see, I see a comment here. That's what I also needed. I need some text. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Nori. How y'all doing? Nori, I want to hear how XSP is going for you. Call credit spread 92.93. I haven't looked at the numbers. That's plus minus 4. I would be shocked if Disney has more than plus minus 4 with 2 more days of trading. Well, 3 more if you count today. Lean in, lean in. Let me see what Disney has on the plus minus. Plus minus 6, it says. Probably because it just had earnings, so the implied volatility is high. So plus minus 6. So from where we are, 87, that will probably be better at like a 93. $93.94. Can go with that if you're looking at Disney. If we're looking at Airbnb, this is another one that's moving this morning. Well, the biggest movers. Why do so many of these charts look like they're the same chart? They almost like they're the same. Big gap down, come back up, provided some good support. All of them look about the same. Gaps in the middle. This is Airbnb. I would go with the trend line also being bearish. See if we come back here. I need Airbnb. Oh, it's not on here. Airbnb not on the list. Okay, but we see a downwards trend here. Let me get my trend line. Okay, so it may go on up into the trend line, into the gap, feel some more of that. But that's where we are on Airbnb. This is still what remains to be filled. Airbnb. Probably would use that 50% part of the 50% of the gap. Is it fib retracement that I use? I think it is. Go from here to here, yeah, with my quartiles. Looks like that candle here the wick went up to a little bit above the 25, so maybe into that 32 and reversed. Right, so the 50% mark of this gap where there is a pivot is also going to provide resistance. So if you wanted to do call credit spread on Airbnb, I don't know if Airbnb has is a 2.5 spread or not. Let me go look and see real quick. No, it's a onesie. 133 seems like it's kind of far away from where we currently are. Oh, current price is way down here, 113 in the pre-market. So we don't need to be way up there. It's going to gap down. It's going to gap down. It's going to be 113. I was like, why is that so far away? But it's a one spread. Airbnb is a one spread, and it's got plus minus 10. So it's currently at 113. So 123 would potentially be fine. This 133 is going to be too far away. You're going to have a big gap that's going to be between them. And then you can maybe use the 50% of that gap as your support or resistance. We can do that. Let's go look at Rivian. Anybody else have something in here that they wanted to look at? What are your top two conviction stocks for long-term hold? I think I don't have an answer to that. Top two long-term. I think if I was going to hold something longer term, I would go with indices like an ETF, SPY, Triple Q. I'd go with something like that long-term. Support, the VU. I'd go with something big, and I'd probably pick something like that, and I'd pick one that was like an industry disruptor. Like I'm a fan of SoFi, everybody knows that, but something like that has the opportunity to continue to grow. That's not maybe a big stock now, but it has a strong ability to grow into a big stock. So the support, this big old green, it dropped yesterday and came back up. It's currently at 1327. Rivian closed yesterday in the 14s, like 14 something. So it's dropped a bit in the pre-market based on its earnings, but that may provide an opportunity for a bit of an upwards ride. Maybe a ride, Sally, ride. The bottom, this is a very, very strong support though at 1296. So if you wanted to do support under that, you could do that. Because that's a big, big old strong one. Let's see if we did, it's a plus minus 0.3. Rivian has no movement, which probably means it's going to have very little premiums. If you were doing like 13, if you were right at the money doing 13, let me see. Vertical put credit spread 12.5 and 13. Actually, it's paying $11, but that's right at 13. So let's see, I'll use my thing. So if you wanted to do a put credit spread, put credit spread 12.5/13. At this point, it's paying $11. Of course, the market's closed, but $11 for a 50-cent spread, that's a 20% return. 13 puts you right on the line though of the right at the bottom of that. Let me see if I put it on single. What's our probability out of the money? 12.5 would be better. 13 is a 62% probability out of the money, or 12.5. If you wanted to do just 50 cents, if you wanted to make, you could spread it and turn it into $1. 12.5 is paying $6. That's still more than 10%. It's just only $6. So you got to pay money on both sides for entering and exiting and paying for the contract. So may or may not be the best move. I probably would go on with if I was going to do it. You said you've been researching Meta for a long-term hold, and what's a good price? I don't know. You need to look at wherever the last big place that Meta bounced from would be a place to look at. If you're a seller, you could sell cash secure puts until you get to where you want it to be, and then you're buying it at a place you want it to be. Let's see. We can look at Meta. Let's see. Where was the last time Meta did like a good, strong support? Looks like we might be around there now. Let's see. Looks like this 450 seemed to be a good. I'm on the daily chart. Yep, I see 450 as a good place that it bounced from. If you want to get down here to this other strong support, maybe 422, you could go there. If we went to a bigger chart, maybe we went to the monthly, we could see a good bounce place on the month. I would still go with that. 428 looks like there's a good 428 here. That's got some support and resistance. Support also at 380. So it's really going to come down to where you want to buy it at. I mean, I'm a dollar cost average person or fan, kind of buy a little bit along the way. Buy a little bit, you can decide on Robinhood and some of those guys that you want to buy. Let's say you want to buy $5 a day of something, and you can buy those partial shares. I just want to buy $5 a day of it, and whatever the price is that day, it just spends. It automatically does $5 each day for you. That's something you could do. That way, you're always going to get a good price, and you're going to spread out how much it is. You're not buying a bunch at one time, $5, $10, whatever a day, and just buy it over time. If if your conviction is strong like that, buy a little bit every day. Again, it can be just a little bit, just a little bit every day. This is XSP. I didn't look at this earlier. Ooh, let me turn on the fan. Getting hot. It was 9:15. Okay, I'm doing good. To have started a little bit late, I'm still doing okay. XSP, of course, is going to have the same look as SPX and some of those others had, but let's go ahead and put some stuff on the chart. This was the big gap down. It's only a little bit of it left, though. Looks like the majority of this gap. It has to retest this to go on through the rest of it, basically, or come down here and get some juice, get some gas. There's a little bit of this gap that's not filled down here either. Just a little bit, though. I keep going back over there because I've done it. I've gone over there to grab the tools for so long. Now I got to get into a new rhythm. Support for XSP at 515. That's where our support is. Keep still doing it. I'm going to get it together. Resistance at the top of the gap. Currently, we don't get a current price on XSP. You got to wait till the market opens on XSP to get a current price. Okay. What else do we have? I think we're good there. It's Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're closing up stuff that we've had going for a few days, and we're potentially, you can look to see what could potentially be something good to enter for the rest of the week. So could there be not iron condor? What could be an iron condor? Is there a trend stock on the top 10 list that may be something that's going to expire this Friday that you can look at and only have to be in there for 2 days? If anything on the list looks appealing to you, Upstart was yesterday. I would look at Upstart this morning. Reasonably priced, right? $21 stock on Upstart. We used to trade Upstart all the time, like it was going out of style. EMPH, I told you the bid-ask spread was a little wide on there. Let's see what Upstart's looking like premium-wise. I don't think I have Thinkorswim open. Nope, not quite. It's starting to open. What kind of money is going to be on this Upstart? Potential on this Upstart Iron Condor. Looks like we've got what I wouldn't do it as looks like it's a 0.5 spread too. So Okay, so these numbers, yeah, Upstart made a big move for earnings. It's at $29 right now. So you're going to have to wait till these numbers update because it's at $29 right now. Upstart did they thing on earnings. So we have to wait for this right here to update itself before you jump in on that. Let's go see if I look at it today though. 70% is 31. You could go with 31 at the top. And yeah, not over there. It needs to update. Nope. Anyway, we look at the trend spread to see what's on this top 10 list for something that you could get into for Friday if you have interest for something that's going just to be a couple days worth of doing. All right. On the page of the freebies, the E2T freebies. E2T freebies, E2T-freebies.com is where you can find all of the free resources I've created. You got to chart your way to 100K charting cheat sheet is here. Let me grab this and take it on over. Nope, you can't do it that way. E2T-freebies.com. Chart your way to 100K. You got the free cheat sheet. Charting webinar is going to teach you everything you need. Well, not everything you need. It's going to definitely get you a good start on how to chart. It's going to teach you everything. The 7 mistakes traders make to keep them from making 7 figures. The 0 DTE strategy cheat code. 0 DTE strategy cheat code. What's the best trading strategy for your personality? Stock options for beginners. A quick start guide is there. We've got the 5 hacks for trading SPX. E2T membership is there. Educator Trader website is listed there. Got a place you can join. You can join the E2T Trader community in the Telegram group right here. Join the community. All right. That's on E2T freebies. All right. And if you're looking to start learning how to chart, it's the missing link for a lot of people is how do you read the stock market chart, right? You can go here and get this free webinar at startwiththechart.com. 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 There we go. That is what everybody needs to use as your starting place is what's going on in the chart. Let's see what we got for CNBC. Looking at the numbers at the top. Typing. Dow futures jump. I think I refreshed it. Dow futures is up 0.80%. S&P futures up 1. US 10-year bonds are also green. Looks like we got all the pieces and the parts. For those of you who are starting to learn, options and you'd like to be able to learn options and what's going on here, I have a start here learning list. The options 411 for newbies. You can either do the challenge. You can go get the $17. There's a $17 little mini course. It won't be as much fun as the challenge, I promise you, but you at least will give you a good intro to options 411. Then you want to do startwiththechart.com, which is what's going to show you about charting and how to chart. Trading strategy for you is going to help you see what is a trading strategy that is for you personally, for your personality. And then you're going to use that strategy that you find out of there to start to learn specific strategies for you to trade. Of course, we are a fan of credit spreads around here. Almost everything we do is credit spreads. Not that we don't do cash secure puts, which is basically put credit spreads or covered calls. Then we got debit spreads, but all these pieces are there at educatortotrader.com. You can go and find all of those. All right. E2T Trader Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing more and more each week. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolio. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All righty. All right. Well, it's Wednesday. We're in some tenuous times in this market. So basically, you trade what you see. Use your good charting analysis and technical analysis to help you make good decisions. My message, my title for the video today was sellers can set it and forget it. And then I said ... almost. It's definitely sellers have a better opportunity to set a trade and then let the alerts help you. Right, much better opportunity to do that than buyers. When you're buying, if you need to, you need to enter at a perfect time. You've got to watch it to exit at a perfect time, or your trade can go into the tank. It would have been up, and the next thing you know, you're down. I told y'all about the other day. I was trading on Monday. My trade was going along fine. I was 80% profitable, and the lights in my house went off because of the storm. And by the time I got back to some internet, that trade was down like 20%, 30%. It basically just that fast going from a positive trade to a not so much. To a not so much. That's what happens when you're buying. When you're selling, though, you can use the alerts. The alerts can tell you when you're when it's getting close to your strike, and you can decide what you're going to do. Right. I do want to share with you that you should also consider looking at the Peakbot automated trading. I have Peakbot do the iron condors for me, triple Q, XSP, and IWM. It enters those every single day at noon. And then it exits the next morning. The bot will put in the close order. And if I don't do anything at the end of the day, if it hasn't closed yet, the bot will close the trade at the end of the day as well. So that's automated trading. I also have TQQQ, falls under the trend spread. And the bot enters that trade, and when it's ready to close, it closes it. I don't have to do anything. I'm an active trader, but I don't have to be. Like when I was on my cruise, the trades were still getting entered and exited without me. Without me, it was getting exited anyway. It was like, okay, this is great. It'll do the work for you. Just going on about your life and make sure that the buying power is available for the bot to use, and you're good to go. All right. That works on Schwab, Tradier, and Tasty Works. Tasty Trades. I keep wanting to call it Tasty Works. I think it's Tasty Trades. Anyway, all righty, everybody. We're going to wrap up. We're about 6 minutes before the market opens. I want everybody to do at least 3 things today. First one, I want you to stay green. Number 2, I want you to get this money. And number 3, I want you to have a great green day. All right. Goodbye, everyone. I will see you in the market. If you need me, send me a message. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, everybody.